record. Sorry. Okay. So I know that your username is firefighter mom, but is there a family history of firefighters?
My grandfather was a police officer / they were the firefighters back then. So
okay, and he's passed, yeah. He's passed, yeah.
He's what?
He's passed.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, he's coming. He's the first one coming through. So yeah, he's showing me immediately, like his immediate thing was like, it's a familiar thing. I used to do this, but I saw him like in one uniform, but holding the other. So that makes perfect sense. Cause I was like, well, wait a second. I see you holding firefighter gear. So that makes perfect sense that he was like police, right? And then they had to do the firefighting thing on the side. So like a volunteer firefighter type thing that you're not so volunteering in.
Right.
So yeah, that's the first energy that's coming through. Was he kind of like a military type man and his personality of just very regimented? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's who I'm picking up on right now.
Oh, that's surprising.
It's surprising. You guys didn't have a great relationship or not much contact?
Yeah, they traveled a lot. He and my grandmother traveled a lot. I mean, they came to visit a lot. But he was very, very quiet, just that very strong force.
Yeah.
In my life. I loved him. I mean, I loved my grandfather. I have a picture. I had a picture of him sitting next to me in my bed.
Oh, how funny. Well, no wonder he's coming through. Then you act shocked, but you have his picture next to your bed.
It's probably in my drawer right now because I cleaned off. Well, it doesn't look like it now, but I cleaned it off and dusted, and I probably just stuck it in my drawer for that.
Oh, gotcha. Well, he's saying that, even though you guys didn't spend a whole lot of time together, that he really does value that connection and that he's looking out for you. He's like, just know, like, we're looking out for you over on this side. Like things are working out. And like, just like he commanded a presence and commanded a room before, like he's doing that commanding presence over energies that are allowed in your space. Even it's like, he's like your bodyguard. It's kind of the vibe that he's giving right now. He's like, I'm watching out for you. I just want you to know you ain't got to worry and think. Are you single, Janine?
I am, kind of. Yeah.
Okay. You don't have anybody that lives with you?
No.
Yeah. So what I'm getting is that he's saying like that's something that's very concerning for you and you feel like unsafe a lot. And I feel like you walk around and look around a lot and really like worry about looking over your shoulder and being fearful. And he's saying like, you don't have to do those things. Like, we don't want you to operate from a sense of fear, but you need to know that you're divinely guided and protected and nothing's going to happen to you and nothing's going to harm you in a way that is going to take your life before it is your time. So don't think that you're just walking home from the grocery store, walking in the dark. Like I see you walking in dark, like almost at a campus or something. Like it's a big, large parking lot. There's a lot going on. And I just see you being terrified of walking through and just constantly, in that adrenaline rush. And he's saying like, that's not necessary. And he wants you to learn to operate from a place of peace, not of fear, because you are protected and you have angels that are watching over you at all times. But he's like, if you trusted my energy and my presence as a young child, just imagine how much more protective I am now that I see everything, So he's super protective of you. He wants you to know that. And he's not happy that the picture's not where where it's at. He's like, get that back out, please.
I will.
Like,
put it back out tonight.
Why am I put away? Like, what was that? She's not happy to see me. So it's funny, he's shocked, and yet you put him away in a drawer. What did you expect? He's gonna come through.
I will.
That's so funny. That's so cute. Yeah, he really loves you. So who is this new guy, and has he been very finicky and like given you some red flags, or are you having a habit of collecting red flags over here? What's going on with the new guy? Why is it not like, I don't feel like this is a stable connection here, and he's referring to the instability here. What is this about?
I've got no red flags whatsoever. I mean, actually, I've felt better about this than I have about anything.
Why are you not letting him in?
Um, I have a hard time letting my walls down because of my divorce, my last divorce. So I'm
I
having,
felt, even when I asked you that, like I felt like walls even just shift in your energy of talking to me. You immediately walls up, like you just don't even want to talk about the love wounds. So what is it that still needs to be healed? There is the question, right? And so that's where you're being, you know, and I'm not asking you to answer the question right now. I can tell by the look in your face and the way your energy shifted. You know exactly what that is. Okay. And I feel like there's some major abuse that has happened in the past, whether that was physical or emotional and mental or all of the above. It doesn't matter. Don't justify or lessen any abuse that you endured. And you need to go inward and heal those things, because until you process and release those pains from the past, you're going to continue to make other people pay for the wounds they didn't inflict.
yeah, I do. And I've actually, with him, I have talked a lot more about what's gone on with me than I have anybody else with this guy.
But are
And
you talking to him from a place of healing, or are you talking to him from a place of needing him to validate your wounds and your pains?
no, I think it's been of healing.
Okay.
I honestly do.
Through him.
I'm sorry.
You're not seeking healing through processing it with him.
No,
Okay.
no,
Okay. That's what I wanted to make sure of. Make sure
no.
that you're coming from a place of healed and talking from a place of healed. Because when we talk from a place of healed, we talk from a mindset of a victor, not a victim.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
We want to make
No.
sure that we're healed there and not bringing that
Right.
to someone else and
Yeah.
expecting them to heal it. So
Yeah.
he's just pointing out to me that the connection isn't strong there. And he's saying like there's instability in that connection, and that explains it, because there's still healing that needs to take place for you to be able to open up fully to that. And he's saying you don't have to rush it. You don't have to feel pressure, but know that the connection is not going to deepen to the level that you want it to until that healing takes place.
I know. Yep.
So he just really wants you. He's just like, it's okay, baby, you can do it. But I just want you to know, like, if you're wondering why things aren't moving any faster or not really getting to a deeper level, it's literally because you cannot. It's kind of like, you know, like, how do I want to describe this? So if you, I just saw it like a visual, and I'm trying to figure out how I can word it that would be the best way. Okay, so you know, like if you're out in the ocean, or you know, in a lake or whatever, and you've got like the Coast Guard or whatever, and you like you're out on a boat, you happen to fall out of the boat, or you're on a raft or whatever, you happen to fall out, and somebody's got to come save you, right? They come out and they throw out that life raft thing, right? But on that life raft, like you put it on, but what is it? It's covered in rope on the outside, right? And then they yank that and they pull that back, right? And they pull you in. Well, it's like you are in that life raft, and it's like you're trying to go and swim against it and pull deeper and try to like, oh, I'm trying to go deeper here, I'm trying to go deeper, but you're trying to swim down over this raft that's holding you back. You're anchored to something over here that is actually like, when you go and address it and allow yourself to go in, like you're so trying to disconnect from the pains of the past and say that's a life from before, but you're still actually tethered to it. And you think that your life saving is actually to get away from it, but your life saving is to actually go in it. And when you go in it, then you can wrap it all up and get rid of it. You don't need it anymore. Then you're able to deep dive into the relationship that you so desire. Right now, you're trying to dive on top of this life raft that is meant to not let you go. You're literally not meant to go deep with someone else until you heal that. So unwrap it, deal with it, wrap it up, get rid of it. Okay.
Yeah.
So inner healing work. How are we doing on time over here? I haven't seen like any comments or anything. Y'all are so quiet. It's freaking me out. Like, is this froze over here? It's so quiet over there. I'm not used to that. Okay. So, yeah, lots of inner healing work. And he's just really encouraging you to stand strong in that and to pursue that healing work. So you have a female energy that's coming through now. And this person likes candy a whole lot, like hard candies, sucking on hard candies a lot. Who was that? Like, you would know this person by how much they always had candy in their purse, whether it was Lifesavers or peppermints or Werther's or something. 5 minutes left. Okay. Oh, look, I'm right on time. This is a female energy that is an older energy that's coming through for you. This could be a grandma or a great grandma. But this is someone who probably died when you were maybe tween or teen years. Like, you were pretty young when this person passed too. But I feel like this is grandmother or great grandmother. Which one of those resonates with you with the candy?
Probably my grandmother.
Does she have an L name? Is there an L name? Does the L resonate any way?
She was the one married to my grandfather, and he was their family name was Lily.
Okay, so the last name. Okay. So yeah,
but it wasn't her last name, but it was his family.
Oh, okay. So it's still the family connection.
Yeah.
Within that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's dig a little deeper. Let's see if we can confirm that that's her. Because I mean, she showed me like a big capital L. Did she have breathing complications? Because now I'm getting like, you hear like how I just got all like stuffy all of a sudden. Did she have a lot of allergies, a lot of breathing complications? Did she die of anything with breathing? Not sure.
She had she went in for surgery and had a massive stroke.
Okay.
Under surgery, while she was having surgery on bowel stuff,
which would explain the a mask here with the struggle breathing. That would make sense. Yeah. And I'm seeing an operating room. Okay. So that's her that's coming through. She has a much more sorrowful energy about her. Like, did she carry a lot of depression? Did she struggle a lot with emotions when she was here? You may not even remember this because she passed when you were really young. She
passed when I was like 18 or 19.
Okay. So you had quite a bit of time then. Not
yeah.
So this wouldn't be preteen. Okay.
Now my great grandmother was a Lily. She passed when I didn't know her that well. She was like 105 or 6 when she passed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I was
one that would have passed when you were, young, maybe up into tweens.
No, I was still in my late, like 19 when she passed.
Okay, well, I may be getting timing off. But it's somebody with a lot that, like, the L is what she showed me, and I heard last name. So I'm thinking, and remember I said grandma or great grandma at the beginning with the and stuff. So it could be the great grandma. And I think that's probably more aligned with what we're doing with the L and the last name. But you probably wouldn't know about the sadness that she carried, but I feel like for her, it was more like the sadness that she carried. And I think that you even resonate with this, which is why it's being brought forward, is that you carry a burden to care for everyone else in the family. And she carried that same burden. And so she wants you to learn that you can't fix yourself by fixing everyone else, that the fixing yourself is an inside job, and you can't just go around trying to fix everyone else in hopes that eventually fixes you, because it's like, you're like, if I fix all these Tetris parts, if I fix this and this and this, then all of a sudden my life falls together. But it's like, no, actually, you got to take care of this here and then get there, just like the swimming thing, right? You can't swim deep if you're stuck to the path. So both of these messages are really about you going really deep into that inner healing work. It's time for you to heal. You've really put yourself on the back burner for way too long, and it's time to put you as number one, because you're seeking love and acceptance from everyone else except for yourself.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you have it from everyone else except for yourself. The people that truly matter, the people that you truly want, you have it. And it still isn't fixing it, right? It's still not fixing that emptiness and that hole. And like, why am I not happy? I have everything I want. I have this, I have that, you know, why am I not happy? It's because it's still in here. It's still that pain that's in here that's saying, I like that little you is still in there. Because when we don't, this is the thing about whenever we go 5 minutes. Okay, well, whenever we grow up or we live in trauma at any point in time, it's like whenever we experience that, it kind of just puts a halt on it. And it's like you continue going, but part of you was left there in that moment. You left fragments of yourself all throughout your reality with all of these different traumatic experiences. And so now you are, you know, a fragment, a shadow of who you really were meant to be, because you've left yourself in all these places. And so now it's your job as a grown person who wants to seek healing, who wants wholeness, to then go back. If you want wholeness, you've got to go back to all those places where you left those fragments and say, you know what, I'm here to pick it up. I'm here to take you back. And so you go in and you give yourself what you needed in that moment. So if there's a specific situation with an abuse in a marriage where you were being talked down to, you were being yelled at, maybe had something thrown at you, whatever that situation, I mean, I'm visibly seeing something I'm describing to you right now, and I'm not going into too much details because I can see how hard this is hitting you right now. Yeah. But I know that you're visualizing that experience right now as well. We're both seeing the same thing. And it's time for you to go into that. And every memory that comes up like that, right? Every memory that comes up that still causes you to have tears in your eyes is somewhere you've left a fragment of yourself that you need to go back to. So you go back there and you eliminate, you go through and process. We've been in here and we've talked about the healing where you process each and everything that you see, all of the senses. What do you see? What do you smell? What do you feel? What is your emotional state? What are your thoughts? How's your body, like temperature wise? What is the room like? What is the clothing that you're wearing feel like? Whatever. Process everything until you fully felt everything in there. What did you feel in that moment when he treated you that way? When he said those hurtful words to you, did they literally hurt your ears? How did it feel? And what can you do to bring healing to that now? You have to feel it. You never allowed yourself to actually feel it all. You just said, I just got to deal with it. I just got to deal. Dealing isn't healing.
Yeah.
So then when you go in and you get all of that, I want you to gather it and I want you to take it. I want you to cast it into the universe. Once you've gathered everything, including the people that did the things to you, and everything in that room is just in this energy pool that you transfer it to, because you're taking it out of your mind. Because right now it's living rent free in your head, and it's breaking your heart because your head and heart are not fully connected right now, because it has to be disconnected because you can't even process and handle all of the emotions and feelings at once, right? So there's this disconnect. So we have to bring healing to those areas so that there can be the integration. And so when you go and remove all of that negativity, 2 minutes. Okay, thank you. When you go and remove, and I think that was earlier because I just saw that other comment that I already sorry. I'll finish this though, regardless. So whenever you go into that and you get rid of all of that negative energy, then you realize you've taken everything out of that experience. There's nothing left but you being broken over there, feeling all those feelings. So what did you need in that moment in time? You needed someone to tell you you were strong enough to leave. You were brave enough, that you were bold enough, that you didn't deserve to be treated that way, that nothing that he said about you was true. So when he said you were stupid, you were not stupid. You are smart. You are wise. You are kind. You are a loving individual. You do know how to love people. People do love you. All of those lies that he said to you, you need to start speaking truth to yourself in that moment. Right then. And when you do that and you grab yourself and you hug yourself and you tell yourself all the things that you needed to hear and how you've overcome and how you do live and how you do survive and everything is good and it just gets better from here, then you actually get to integrate you and that fragment of you that you left behind in that space. And then that room, that experience disintegrates from your mind. That room is no longer in your mind. It can no longer have that hold on you. So your key is going to be not stopping yourself from feeling. Because I can tell by talking to you and how quiet you've gotten, and your automatic response was to get quiet, to suck it up and dry it off. That was your immediate response. You physically did that. And that's because that's what you've been taught to do your whole life. It's not worth crying over. Don't cry over spilt milk. So you've taught yourself it's not okay to feel. And that's truly the only way to your healing. And that's where your happiness lies. That's where the true joy lies, is in knowing that you are all that you need. And you are your savior. You are your hero. Nobody else is coming to save you. You're not going to find the happiness anywhere else because it's an inside job. But when you go in and you start to destroy all those rooms that are living rent-free, all of those past memories, all those things, when you start to destroy those with the truth and love, girl, your whole life is going to change. So allow yourself to feel it. It's hard. I know, because your automatic response is to shut down. It's fight or flight. It's natural. It's natural. But that's where you have to choose to have that determination, to channel that determination of your ancestors that have been determined in their lives. Now you get that determination about your healing. Get serious about your healing and watch everything change for you. If you get serious about it, then the next 2 to 6 months are going to be phenomenal for you. It's going to be real hard. It's going to get hard before it gets better. But I'm telling you, if you'll get intentional, and I mean every day, set aside time for you to focus and do this. This is what I did last summer, you guys. And I'm telling you, it changed me infinitely. I did it again in the fall. I just went in and I was like, you know what? My whole job is to heal. That's my job right now. So anytime I have downtime, anytime I have like, and even that, not even just downtime, like I made it a priority. I didn't just wait for a downtime, but I would look at my schedule and say, okay, this week I have these specific appointments. So now outside of that, when I have this downtime, right, I'm making my schedule, then I'm going to put as a priority, okay, when Evie goes to her dad's on Wednesdays and Thursdays, I have 3 hours for me. So during that 3 hours, I'm going to make sure that I'm intentional, that I'm sitting down, taking time to heal and process, right? So then I sit down and I don't have my phone where anybody can call me, do not disturb, right? Or not even in my vicinity. I've got good music on. I got a comfortable blanket. I've got tissues because I know I'm going to cry, just like you. I'm coming prepared with tissues, right? Because I know I'm going to cry. I know I'm going to process some things and that's going to bring healing, but I know that I'm okay with it because that's what I came to do. And I'm going to be there and I'm going to sit with it as long as I have to, until I process, until I feel a peace that says I've done enough for today. And then I'm going to pat myself on the back. You did a damn good job. Look at you showing up for yourself. And that's what you need to start doing. Okay. And if you get intentional about it, it's going to be hard. And I'm telling you, I quit wearing makeup. That's how I quit wearing makeup, y'all. That's why when y'all see me with makeup, you're always like, oh my gosh, you're wearing makeup. It's so pretty. Because I quit wearing it because I cried so damn much. I was like, what's the point of even putting it on? Because I'm crying it all off. Right. So a lot of times y'all would see me on live and it's because I just finished crying for 3 or 4 hours. And then I'm on here like, all right, I did my healing. Let's do y'all's now, you know? So you just got to be willing to show up and embrace it, embrace the feelings, integrate. And remember, you're going to go through 3 different levels. Okay. You're going to go through a season of expansion. Okay. Then you're going to go through a season of integration. Then you're going to go through a season of testing. You thought this was hard? Just so you know.
Great.
Testing, but the testing, it's different though. It's different though. It may be hard, but it's different because you look at it and you're like, what the hell? Why am I seeing this? I thought I overcame this. Why is all this happening again? Well, guess what? Your higher self is testing you because you made this agreement that, hey, I'm going to give you something. I'm going to teach you something. I'm going to let you integrate it. And then I'm going to give you some time. And I'm going to say, all right, did you really learn this lesson? I'm going to present you with the same thing I presented you with before. Now I'm going to see how you respond. Are you going to act differently this time? Are you really going to pass the test? Or are you going to do the same thing you always did before and expect a different result, which is insanity, which means you get to start all over. Okay, you get to start back over. Well, now we're going to have to give her another expansion. She didn't seem to pass that test. Or no, we can't give her another expansion because she didn't pass that test. So now we got to stay here for a little while until she's ready to pass it. So now, you know, then that's where you're going around the bend, that waiting game. stubborn as hell because you don't want to learn the lesson. You could be off of this roller coaster, off this carousel if you learn the lesson. Learn the lesson, you go through a new period of expansion. That's where things are all happy, go lucky, fun, and then it's deal with the inside, integrate, bring it together, and then test. Did you really learn it? So you're just at the beginning phases of starting your healing journey. But let me tell you, a year from now, 6 months from now, you're going to be a whole brand new person. Okay. Get intentional about healing. Meditation will help you a lot. Guided meditations will help you a lot. If you don't go to yoga, and you can maybe check into yoga, that will help you too. That's helped me with just inner strength and physical strength too, but just the mind, like mind over matter that you gain in yoga, you guys, like it's not about what everybody else is doing. It's about you and your practice. And are you growing stronger? Are you pushing yourself? Are you focused on yourself? If you're focused on everybody else, you can't do it. You'll fall because you're too busy watching everybody else. You can't balance.
Right.
Like it ain't supposed to be about everybody else, So I really love that. For me, it really helps me a lot. It helps me stay focused on what I'm supposed to be doing. So anyway, there, I hope that helps you. I'm excited for you. I'm sending you lots of joy and loving, healing energy right now. I hope you feel that. I thank you for allowing me to share that with you.
Thank you.
I hope that blesses you. And I'm excited for your journey. I want to see how things are going. Journal some things, record some things. Maybe after your mediumship tonight, maybe you need to get on the phone and just do like a voice memo and just share what it is you're thinking. Just talk it out. Hey, I just had this. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm feeling. Not over analyzing, just get it out. You don't ever have to listen to it, but you have it there. So you know where you're at this point in your journey. And then if you want to look at it a year from now or 6 months from now or whatever, you can. And you say, I remember how I felt that night. I remember what I was going through then. And I'm not anything like that. Now look at how I've grown,
Yep. And put Grandpa's picture up.
And put Grandpa's picture back out because he is not happy to fit in. All right, I'll see you back in the room later if you make it back in. If not, we'll do another live.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.